Hello, hello, hello. Hey Sam. How is everybody? How is everybody going? Will Matt appear in a suit or not? Who knows? Not today, not today. But I do need to just post on ye old Instagram. We are live. Ooh, doing some commentary. So we're going to be trying to figure out all of the purposes behind Kostya's moves. Um, um, Also, Zach is playing the chess nerd, so we'll check in on his game too. Um, how did your game against the GM go? All right, Instagram done. We can now focus on making sure number one that the moves are all synced up. All right, I've got music going, but you guys should not be able to hear it. So if you can, please let me know. All right, well, I'm gonna scooch over here. All right, so far. Okay, Knight H3 has not been played on the video yet, so the video needs to catch up a little bit. A Knight A6 even. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so let's have a look. What's what? In a D4 opening without C2 for C4. Who I forgot who recommended Knight A6. I did look at this recently for black. Oh. I had like ambient music on in the background, but I like having headphones in when I stream. I don't know why. It's kind of a thing. Kind of a thing now, you know? Okay, so we get a King's Indian defense. I'm gonna mute my desktop for all of those. And this is all completely normal. Obviously, we're going for the center. I played this recently against Carissa Yip, different move order. Okay, so we get D6 castles, Bishop E2, and then Knight A6, yeah? So this is an interesting move. You usually see Knight A6 after C5. Interesting. There we go. Okay, there's music in my ears, and there is a chatting away. Great. Okay. All right. The purpose of Knight A6. Interesting move. I wonder if it's. I mean, it feels like it must be something to do with C5, and then maybe being able to come back to C7, and try and have some like other potential control over E6 potentially. Does anyone know any of the ideas? Essentially, most of this stream is going to be me figuring out why Kostya is playing certain moves and certain theory without my general knowledge in this kind of opening, because I have never played the King's Indian defense. You think it's recommended by Blowburger, actually. So why? What is the recommendation? Why? Maybe he's trying for c6, b6, c6, bc. Because c5. Interesting. Okay. So c6 might be the idea here. See, I thought c5, but why would you need to? Like, you can just chill. You've got a square for your knight. You can play e6. Okay, it's very solid. I mean, I wouldn't mind stuff like c5, takes, b6, but obviously our opponent isn't necessarily going to let us get all the plans that we want, right? Oh, we see castles. So castles hasn't appeared on the board yet in the video, so we'll skip ahead. All right. Okay, so castles occurs. It makes complete sense. Also, I just want to note that knight a6 has been played, so I'm looking at the opening database. We will not be doing engines today. No, after c5, d5, and then there's no other plan, then e6 or f5. Got you. So knight a6 is played. Not often, but like it's like third choice. It's like 50,000 times it's e5. Knight bd7 and then knight a6 also played. So obviously we're very much in the realms of theory. Castles is the move, and then we're looking for e5 now. c6 is also played as a plan. You're right there. Good overall. Okay, so knight a6 was something Naroditsky studied and prepared a course on. Interesting. Is the course available? You're not a kid expert, so you don't know. Yeah. So both e5 is very much the main move. I'm assuming it's because we're weakening c5, and the knight potentially has a future of c5. But maybe we go c6, takes, and then knight c5. Bortnik released it. You can post a link. I'm not sure about Dojo's chat. In my chat, it won't let you come through. But you can post a link in Dojo's chat, I believe. All right, yeah. Because for example, we go e5. D5 is a continuation, as is bishop e3, rook e1. Now, I would have thought d5 is something you want to play as white. But here, not so good because we get knight c5 imminently. And problems being, if we go b4 straight away, I think we're more than happy to snap e4. So we're not gaining any space. I was wondering if there was like any like counterplay, but there really isn't. It's just a hanging pawn. So maybe it's important that we deal with this with bishop e3. Sorry, accidentally. I did not know. In my database, it scores well for black, but I don't know the ideas. I guess you can leave it the knight there and sort of preventing b4. Yeah, so I guess bishop e3 is to try and deal with that, but then there's knight e4. Then what if bishop e5? Do we just go? I mean, we don't want to trade the dark squared bishops, and f6 feels spicy to me. Just because like out of principle you don't play f6. Especially when you play g6. I mean, I play a lot of f6 in the French. Obviously, it's all about the timings, and when it's good. But does the bishop go h4 all the way back? Bishop d2. And then we take on d4. And we got to do something about this knight. So what do we do? I'd be tempted to play knight d4 because f5, having a look at it, feels a little bit loose to me. We're just hanging a piece, so we won't do that. Okay, well, maybe f5 just because this knight is loose. This is the idea. And we don't want to take in the center, I don't think. We can just try and keep pushing. Okay, so... Sorry. Right, I got way late. So, black doesn't want to play d5, which is quite a natural move. Long story short. So on d5, knight c5, and like dealing with this pawn is going to be annoying. Because if queen c2... What's our plan now? I guess we want to stop b4. So a5 makes much sense to me. Yeah, it's just you haven't played a5. But if we get... Oh, nice. Sam has the course pulled up. We can have a good look. So I would imagine on d5 we get knight c5, queen c2, and a5. Those are the moves that make most logical sense to me. We stop b4. So maybe there's some a3, b4, but that also feels incredibly slow. What are we doing with this bishop? I mean, is there some knight e1, f4 ideas for white? So if white just goes knight e1, what do we do? Because f4 is coming. Before we get any of our stuff, do we just reflect? It's just a normal kid with the queen on c2. Yeah, but surely you want your queen on t1 still, because essentially, once we get the knight out of the way, we'd love to be able to take back with the pawn, right? Hello, Eskia. The beard is back. Yes, we are stubbling in it up. So also, human eval, guys. I'm also doing a human eval bar. This bar is controlled by me, myself, and I. So it's very janky, but oh, hang on. I know what happened. I need to give this a fill color. Yeah. All right, so we give like the white edge. We'll give the white edge. You know, but the reality is equality. Ish. Okay, black is trying to equalize. Also, Kostya's opponent is an FM, 2000 rated. And Kostya's just gone for a little walk. He's chilling. And his opponent's having a good old thing. So, sure. And this feels like, you know, if you're expecting a King's Indian, and I think Kostya is maybe slightly predictable in this manner, because he definitely plays a King's Indian defense. Okay, so knight a6 avoids the annoying exchange variation that white can play with knight c6 variation. So let's have a look at that. So knight a6, I'm guessing e5 instead is the version you're talking about, where we play de5. Is this correct, Sam? de5. de5. Or is it, or are we waiting for knight c6? So for example, here, castles, knight c6, de. Yeah. Or knight takes as well is also on the table. You don't see the opponent's name. Oh, of course I can fix that. Yeah. Of course. Ah, our screen has moved. I see. D takes. And we got to look after the pawn a little bit. Okay, we're probably not going to take on D8. I think we just get the file. And actually our setup's kind of chilling. Piece development, probably a good idea. Very positional. What's interesting is opening database says rook a d1 is got a win rate of 50% for black, whereas rook f d1 is looking good for white. Oh, Kostya's playing. Let's go. Nope, we're still waiting for our opponent. Oh, our opponent's about to make a move, and he plays d5. Okay, so I like knight c5 here. I think we're going to get knight c5, knight c2, queen c2, a5. Then what's happening? Maybe bishop g5 because then it stops some of the pressure here. We also could see bishop g5 here, but I think just h6 and black is going to be much better. I say much better. I mean, I think black has won the opening battle, if this is the case. I think Kostya mentioned that any DE is usually okay for black since we can get our knight to d4, but white can't because our c6 is in our pocket. Ah, so that's nice. So if we were talking about DE, okay, maybe not on this side, DE. We have an outpost and white does not because we have c6. That's a really nice observation. Machine line is knight c5, queen c2, a5, bishop g5, h6. Machine line? Main line. Sorry. Okay, so I assume we'll see. We do see this. Yeah, we see this in quick succession. They play them. All right. So we predicted those moves. Good. I think yeah, we're chilling. Still in theory. No, it's just a normal game. All right, so you're saying it's bishop g5 next. Bishop g5, I think, is a very playable move. Although, hang on. Did he play something? Okay, he played bishop e3, which just loses a pawn, doesn't it? Oh no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I thought I had some like knight takes, bishop f5, but there's always bishop c5. So not just yet. Not yet. I know, but and there's always just bishop d3 as well. Shame. All right, okay. Cool. Yeah, we're still not there. All right. Okay, but knight g4 makes a lot of sense to attack the bishy-bish. Well, he spent a long time on d5, so I was confused. It's better to induce h6, which could be a weakness. So bishop g5, h6, bishop e3. And then do we go knight b4, or do we just protect the knight? Knight g4? Okay, so b6, so we have this strong central kind of blockader of this space gaining setup. And then we always have c6 to maybe try and break into the center at some point. Probably not that we really want to, but b6. Okay, so Kostya plays knight g4. Kostya's playing real quick. I think he knows the theory here. because was a no-brainer for him. Knight g4 feels like the move, because what are you going to do with the bishop? Okay, we'll damage the pawn structure. We'll be able to blockade this pawn. It's not going anywhere. And we've got, if we can ever get a knight here, like, that would be glorious. Okay, granted, it's not really happening. I mean, I imagine this has been, I mean, according to the database, it's been played. But long term, black, as long as we can get all of our lives in order, like the bishop pair, and we'll just see how Kostya glides through. So bishop c5, I would imagine, is the response, unless you want to... Go bishop g5 again. But then we're just going to end up doing this anyway. Feels a bit awkward. Yeah. Bishop g5 would be extremely odd. It depends how badly you want to keep the bishop. Now, I'm also wondering if you just drop the bishop back. But we've gained so much time that it's kind of really annoying. E6. Wait. E6? E6 is weak. Right. Yeah, I need some context sometimes. Yeah, but E6 may be weak, but we're covering it twice. And I think if bishop d2, I think my weakness on E6 is worth it for the time. How are you going to take advantage? After f5, bishop g5. And, okay. I usually don't want to give up the dark squared bishop, but for the amount of time that you have wasted, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've gained so much. So much. Kostya is following Daniel's course so far. I can follow with all the explanations. Oh, okay. I'm here for it. Okay, so knight g4. Is this up to here? Is bishop e3 a move, Sam? Also, when you're playing, like, the opponent looks like he's already in trouble from his body language. Bishop e3 is inaccuracy, because now after bc5, dc5, h3, black has knight h6. So we're saying to kick the knight, we should go knight h6. This supports our push of f5. Essentially, a lot of the King's Indian plans are to get f5 going as well, right? We've got the bishop pair, f5 will come, and there's not much you can really do about it. Bishop d3 would be a natural move for someone like me, who doesn't really understand or know the position. The thing is, like, this bishop is coming here. It's going to be annoying. Or the knight. And then it's coming to d4. I mean, okay, that's if you ever take. But it means that whenever we push f5, maybe king h8, the rook g1's plans this idea. So with bishop g5, bishop instead of bishop e3, h6, bishop e3, knight g4, b takes c5, h3. There's no knight h6. So oh my god, this is such a nuance, right? So we were looking at this, and then okay, bishop g5 is the main move. We're trying to figure out why. Because we kick bishop e3 if we go knight g4. What Sam is saying is there's none of this knight h6 to support our f5 push. This is so fascinating when you see the depth that people go to understand positions, or the depth of understanding that people have in positions. Because now after h3, we're in a bit of bother because our knight will come back and then we're kind of dropping a pawn. Now, that said, we can probably take a pawn back, but you can keep sacrificing probably. Because you can probably take on like f7. Oh, but then you have knight b4? Oh. Ah, but knight check here? And then the king's just a bit open. Anyways, sorry. Like, but yeah, this just shows like knowing the position and just how every move has consequence. So Kostya, hey beloved bookkeeper. Kostya's doing well. I think Kostya, I'm gonna change my human eval because we have established that bishop e3 was an inaccuracy. Oh, and he's played bishop g5, and then we get our f5. So we actually have seen this on the board. Okay, so after bishop e3, he goes back to bishop d2, and because you've waited loads of time, we're gonna say we don't care. we just don't care. And Kostya is also, he hasn't used any of his time, so he knows this inside out, right? His opponent spent like 18 minutes. You kind of feel bad for him. You played this 40 years ago. Wow. Bishop d2 was the point where he deviated from the book. Okay, let me check. Bishop d2 has been played once before in the master games on Chess.com. Both of which games black won, which is also changing my bias towards the position. So this is just a complete... there's an interesting knight g5. Maybe trying for something, but it must have lost tactically. There's one game with knight g5. The comment after f5 is black center is collapsing. Your human eval would be 0.5. Okay. I mean, it's interesting that the Masters database, it's all like black wins. So that's swaying my objective opinion. But yeah, let's put it up a touch. I would say yeah. The idea of bishop g5 was the protection h6, bishop h4, g5, bishop g3, and white will play h4 in the old days. Okay, so the bishop has now moved all the way back. And we can now go knight f6 if we want to, which is a pin. We could choose to trade the bishop. We can move the queen as well. I wouldn't want to move the queen into this diagonal because I would love to get my bishop to f5 if at all possible. Move my queen out of here. I'm wondering if knight g4 is then... knight b5 is then a problem because then the c7 square is a little bit annoying, right? And at least if we challenge the bishop, we're forcing a decision. That said, we could just drop the knight back. We're still attacking these central pawns. This would drop a pawn these days. Hey, pawns are overrated, right? How many times has this bishop moved? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times in a row, mind you. Hello, the Duck Gang. Skibix. Um, the only white win. Yeah, yeah. I don't see any white wins on the chess.com database. I see. So I'm even tempted to put the eval up even more. I'm sorry to hear, Duck Gang. Okay, so after bishop g5, like, what is our play? Do we clam up and just say we've got more space? Because I am reluctant in King's Indians to trade my dark squared bishop. It's a killer piece. In a lot of King's Indian lines, you can even you don't even want to take a rook for an exchange because the bishop is so powerful. The bishop is better than the rook in a lot of cases. Now, maybe not so much in this case. Maybe not so much in this case. But if we're gonna go knight takes anyway, why not? Why not just go knight f6, and then we can look at moving the queen at another point in time. The thing is, what should white be aiming to do here? The light squared bishop is trash, right? Black is just better here. I mean, you'd assume, right? So if I break it down into terms that I can understand, is that black has more queenside kind of space. Our piece development is a bit better. Our piece placement, like our knight on c5 is such a lovely piece and well placed. We've got pressure on e4. Our pieces are going to be active in like no time at all, really. This bishop is just going to come alive. And the thing is, if you let this bishop loose, it's going to sack itself. And this is why, like, well, h3 is probably always a bad move. The engine will probably say white is because it hates the kid. Lol. I don't know. I feel like normal black attack. Sam on the queen side. Bishop g7. Rook b8. You think the white bishop is in the way of black making progress? Which white bishop? You think it's advantageous because this is a bit pinned? So you think bishop f6? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused. Otherwise, their bishop's better than ours. So better to trade it off. I mean, is there like one good piece you could argue? And he doesn't want to move it again, right? Like, how many times has this guy moved his bishop in a row? 4 times. We've counted 4 times. So he might just take and be like, "Look, it's time." It's like so I'm teaching some beginners chess, and they move one piece until they lose it, and then they'll pick another piece to move until they lose it, and it just keeps going. Now, I objectively, I do think he needed to move this bishop around a lot, but it started with his first move of bishop e3, so he needed bishop g5 imminently, and then to move the bishop around a lot. So Kostya is having a think here because I think it's the first think he's had, really. Up until this point, he's not really been spending any time whatsoever. So he's trying to figure out what's wrong with this move. Let's go back to the live board. Yeah, so Kostya has spent 30 seconds tops on every move. 34 seconds is the longest he's spent. Now he's spending like 7 minutes because I feel like he understands that the play on the king side is not free. Black has severely weakened his position. And so Kostya decides knight f6. He's keeping pieces on the board. Black has weakened his position, but how is the attack actually coming in? Like, because the pieces are nowhere near the king. The closest piece is this one. The queen can't really come in. The bishop can't come in. There's no like f-file breaks. We've got pressure on the center. Granted, we are currently a little bit handcuffed with this knight, but we can also look to take here and here. So maybe bishop d3, but then I would actually no. Why would I take that? The thing is, on bishop d3, actually, do we have f5? Because my idea was like f5, because I'm looking for even more expansion. And it's going to be really hard for these pieces just to interact with the position on the king side. Just a thought. But maybe there's some king h8 as well. No, that's what I was saying, Sam. He moved his bishop 4 times in a row. I'm not saying he moved his bishop 4 times. It's in a row. Yeah, okay. You get blocked up from your own ideas, so you don't gain anything. So, okay, and our opponent plays knight d2, which makes a lot of sense. He wants f4. He's also supporting e4. But again, do we have opportunity to expand ourselves? You predicted the 4-move sequence. We used to play it that way. Okay. Okay, so are we actually concerned with f4? Because we still need to develop, right? We still need to connect our rooks and get pieces moving. And maybe there's a world where we want to stop knight b5 because the c7 pawn will be weak. You think bishop f6 is probably fine. The only thing we lose is the possibility of bringing the Dojo bishop to f8 and defend d6. if white starts pushing on the queen side later. Okay, so Kostya's opting to kick and kick and kick. So Kostya wants to keep the dark squared bishop. I think that's fair enough, because if this Eve pawn drops, we do have the scope to kind of get it into the position. B3, A3, B4. I mean, this is a very normal plan, as we found out in my game analysis while I'm in the Dojo game review classes with Jesse Kraai, which has been awesome. But we talked about these ideas because I played on the white side of this against Chrissy Yip, which was super fun. All right, so now the bishop, after what, 5 moves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And the big question is what do we want to take with? Taking with the queen seems very natural because it looks like we're developing a piece. Taking with the bishop, I'm wondering if there's any pros or cons to that. Feels like it blocks. Taking with the queen means that maybe there's some world of knight e4, which could be a little bit annoying. But getting the bishop out the way and king, maybe even there's like some king h8, king h7, rook g8 to utilize a g file as a potential possibility as well. So if black takes, we'd love to take with the pawn. I would have thought. King h7, rook g. Actually, maybe not king h7 because of this, but rook g8. I'm still not a huge fan though. I quite like bishop f4. So now you think we're gonna get this, which is again normal plans. You can tell the opponent plays this, but there's nuances that maybe Kostya knows that he doesn't. And like you say, he's an older dude, so maybe he's just used to playing it like this. It felt Kostya was in prep for a while. And now he knows he's probably got a good position. Yeah, the bishop does block the queen on the diagonal, but is that a huge concern? Because if we do want to try and take with the pawn, get the king across, maybe it would be beneficial, but I don't know. If we've got so many ideas that waste time, or that might mean that white will want to waste time, that I think it's okay. Okay, so should we check differences then? So for example, queen f6, like this does feel natural, right? And we continue with the plan. At what point do we want to take, if at all? But how are we actually going to utilize like this, right? We've lined up our queen and a rook, which in theory seems great. It does feel better. And this is like, I agree, it feels awesome, but is this really our plan? I think there's some ideas with like opening up that having taken with the bishop might do. And maybe there's some king g7 as well. This does free up a square for king g7. Not saying that that's anything that we want to do right now. But I'm just trying to think about seeing moves as like isolated appearances and seeing what's the difference. Bishop d7. Sun king moves to the h file. Rook g8. Bishop f8. Yeah, like what? How do we continue as black? Good question. Because this just feels too risky, right? Like this. Let's say knight takes, bishop here, knight takes. Then we can go queen takes. But it does feel loose. Like this feels extremely loose. Or maybe we do it like this. I don't know. It feels like we're too loose. Oh, bishop g5. Okay, bishop g5 played. So this was the plan. Obviously, I thought about bishop g5, but I was like, what does it do? Good question. We're looking to take and win a pawn. You don't have time for this. Because takes would end up being a draw, I would have imagined. Kostya made a move. Oh, he played bishop g5. No, so yeah, this is, yeah. I got it. I mean, I looked at it for 1 second and was like, weird move. So maybe it also stops f5 in a way that's annoying for us. Things we might need king h7 or king g7 anyway. Or king h8. Thing is, at this pawn, I'm worried about losing at some point. Knight takes b3 now. Knight f3 does feel natural. But then maybe I go king g7 takes and I try and use the h file. Oh, I should say some variation. Yeah. Is there going to be some like potential rook sack? Yeah, FE. I mean, you have knight takes E. You also have knight takes here. Maybe not, because then this and this, right? I mean, this would be brutal. Just losing the queen. Knight E5, knight E4, you mean? Yeah, really pretty. And this is Kostya's idea. And I think he saw it from here. Yeah, it feels like he needs to take on G5. Oh, let's so opponent's having a big think. Yeah. Wow. See, is there anything like this though? Oh, we have this square, but we don't. Knight on C5 is really good. Like white plays knight G5 and in between move not to lose. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this was not line. Okay. I imagine we'll see a big thing here. We are 16 moves in, guys. And our opponent has used half an hour of his time, which I think is fair enough. It's like 2 minutes a move. But he probably needs to spend some time here because Bishop G5 is actually a really it's either really precise, and this is why Kostya went knight F6. And so knight F3 played. All right. I want to see Kostya's body language. Let's zoom in on this. So so the question is after we take a knight takes G5. But also there's knight takes this way, right? I think it's Bishop F5. And we have E3 now. I have not. That's the thing. This is what's really fascinating about this. It's like I played these kids' positions. No, like I played the kid for the first time as white against Carissa Yip at the Reykjavik Open. But this very quickly, Kostya's plan is to go knight a6 to get to c5. Very different to how we played in the normal setup. And also this means d5 is actually hard to play for white, I think. Like I genuinely think I think this is already kind of annoying to play unless you know what you're doing. And this is an inaccuracy already. And Kostya just demands space. Thank you for the follow. Abazu. Abazubi. Abazubi. So yeah, bishop g5 is a really nice move, I think, and knight f3 paid. So the question is do we want to continue down a line where our king is a little bit open, but we've got really good piece activity? This rook currently isn't in the game. Neither is this rook. But we do at least open up this light squared bishop that wants to do something, but Kostya up until now has been playing quite quickly as well. So knight f3 should hopefully have been on his radar. And the question is like, what's more accurate if we do go down a situation where we want to simplify? So knight takes e4. Knight takes e4. Do we have bishop f5? Because also, after we take, but probably not in time, right? We can always take here as the intermezzo move. And we're attacking the queen. So like that. This feels like a scenario where like it looks like I'm getting my pieces in kind of quickly, but at the same time, are we just losing some of the initiative? Against GM Yip. I mean, you can guess how that went, Endgame Magician. Knight d2 is an idea. So knight d2. Okay. So let's have a look. I mean, knight d2 is an idea afterwards? Because he did already come to knight d2. What I assumed is to get f4. But bishop g5 threw a spanner in the works for him, I think. I assume. Pawn takes pawn on knight d2. Okay, so you're saying here and knight d2? Okay, this is interesting. So we've given a pawn as white. Why would I not go e3 here? Because the queen takes g6. Okay. Queen g6, king h8. If we want to be really spicy. And then we maybe offer a knight trade because we want to get the bishop here. But we do have some bishop f5. So bishop f5 we've got to be careful of. But maybe it's just all a bit too much. Yeah. And Yeah, it does look a kind of a little awkward. Does looks terrifying, in fact. Not just awkward, just scary. Yeah, okay. That feels like too much. Kostya's fourth pawn's protecting his king. Yeah, yeah. She was IM when I played her, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's currently GM. I played her so she could have a GM norm, like a norm chance. She didn't get a norm in Reykjavik, unfortunately. Maybe. I haven't been following her GM title chasing, other than when I played her. I need to put that video up as well. That was a really fun game. The coach is thinking quite heavily on this. What is he going for? Like, because I think, like we're saying, fe4, knight g5, queen g5, knight e4, knight e4, queen takes bishop f5. Oh, do we? No, queen's protecting. I was like, do we have bishop h3? Oh, do we have bishop h3, rook f4? Matt dragged her performance rating hard. I mean, she won. She won. I don't know, but after bishop f3, boom. You got problems. Okay, queen e3. Queen e3. Maybe I'm getting too excited. No. No. Uh, can I go? Can I go? Bishop takes. Rook e1. This is just putting some stuff out there. Rook e8. Wait, rook f8 instead. Idea rook takes f3. Yes. Oh yeah, that's chill. That's probably better than my idea. I feel like my idea works. Like rook f4. Okay. So let's say we go down this. Rook f4 also might just be an idea. Different move order. But we know bishop h3 now. Uh-huh. Hmm. by pure fluke, my bishop h3 is kind of working. Queen e3 right away. No. We mate. So yeah. Okay, so rook f4 allows queen e3. Who'd have thunk, right? So, okay. This is interesting. Kostya's in full calculation mode as well, so he's probably analyzing all of this. Bishop f5 is the normal, natural move to make, going, I attack queen. So maybe not bishop f5. Bishop h3. Rook f4. Bishop d7. Thing is, rook f4, queen e3 here. It's a little annoying. But we're still okay. We can still do this, rook f8. Or we do this imminently. And then we might be in some trouble. We're touching. But does white hold? Everybody's starry-eyed. I think white might just like be holding it together. Maybe. Oh, move played. H5. Whoa. Okay. Is there an idea to try and stop some bishop g4? This is a move that I do not understand. I suppose I was looking at more like concrete variations. So what is the... Okay, let's say Kostya's saying, fine, take my stuff. Are we going to go h4, h3? Is that the play? Because we want to take here. Or takes, knight takes, I take, queen takes. We go here, queen e3. Like, this is an obscure... A really obscure move. So after takes, what's the play? I don't get it. f5 is doing nothing. We can't take. Maybe Kostya's just playing a waiting game and just chilling and waiting for his opponent to do something. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you don't allow me to take here, so... And you can't go king here. Like, maybe this is it. On takes. Like, I don't know, maybe you got to do something like this as white. Just get your king out of the way. I really don't know. Okay. H5 is such an obscure move. I'm wondering if it's just ideas with h4 and getting like takes, we get h4, we get f4, the pawns just start like crunching down. Because if he does anything, he just sort of activates us, right? Now, maybe your idea, good endgame master. Was it endgame master or good overall or fillet of fish? Like, but saying 92 as a plan still. And what are we doing? Because now if we take, the knights improve. And they're kind of on an outpost as well. So we can't really have that. And again, we don't really want to take the bishop because we weakened all these squares around our king substantially. Okay, move been played. Knight takes, queen takes. Okay. Okay, so knight takes, queen takes. Bishop f3 is an interesting idea. From chat, from accidental novelty. So bishop f3, because we do have a problem with this pawn and how things are going to come about. So if we go bishop f3 now, we're improving white's pieces, and again, outposts, annoying. And white wants to take with the g pawn, so maybe there's king h8 or king g7, king h7, and then rook g8 ideas. Followed with e4. I like bishop f3 as an idea. Trying to hold all of our problems together with duct tape. Now, maybe there's worlds of like g5, g4 after we get f4 in kind of thing. Feels a bit much though, because g3 will come and then it might be kind of solid. Because if g3, bishop g2, it gets a lot harder for us to like break through. So bishop f3 is a candidate. I mean, this just feels like it's going to be too slow. Oh, okay. Our opponent decides to take on f5. So, what does that mean? Well, we can take with the bishop and gain a tempi on the queen. We can take with the rook. Which, I mean, taking with the bishop feels like the most thing. Kostya definitely knows something is up. And he's trying to figure it out. So, I like bishop takes f5. It's just simple, right? Simple chess. We can try and double on the file. And where does the queen want to go? Okay, probably here. Offering a queen trade, which I don't think white really wants. This h5 is just obscure to me though. I'm not sure if I liked h5. I don't understand h5. Okay. So Kostya is still deciding what he should take with. So G takes F with ideas of bishop. So GF. Ideas of bishop D2. King H8. If bishop. Okay, so bishop D2. The thing is, if knight B5 imminently, is there a problem? I guess we just go rook F7. We can also do this, I guess. No, we drop this. We'll go rook F7. I'm also wondering if I push, knight takes. Push. Bishop takes, I take. And we're trying. Okay, it's all a bit too much, but... So we go... but instead of... Yeah. Probably a bit too much. Definitely a bit too much. Okay, he takes with the bishop, and we get queen c1. I think that's the most logical place, like, as white, if we trade down... I think in an endgame, black should have a little tiny little edge, but this knight b5 is annoying. I don't think we want to trade. I'm wondering what happens if like queen h4. Right? G3 isn't really doing anything for us. Hello, rookie. And there's no queen h6 really. And if g6, something like this, it gets, and let's just say a random move. If we're allowed this is going to be extremely annoying. So maybe you'd want to go queen e3. So then at least there is no queen takes. Which was my plan. This is what I was trying to set up. Something to this effect. We still can't pull this off. Yeah, I didn't understand h5. I'm going to ask him about it after the game, so I'd be interested to see. It feels like he's calling the shots, kind of, but how does he keep stuff on the board? Oh, he plays queen f6, and we get queen e3. Okay, so white is improved ever like minutely here, or minutely. I think white's improved a nice amount here. The queen, and the pieces are better placed than they like were before, but I guess. All right, this e4 square, how are we dealing with it? Will White ever want to be pushing f5? Probably not. Yeah, he's probably. I would imagine he'll keep things on to create chances. What do we think the eval is, guys? Objectively. Um. Yeah. So I mean, a logical move, which does many things for us, is Rook f7, because Knight b5 then isn't threatening a pawn, and then we can just triple stack. Triple stack and Knight e7. E4. Although the triple stack isn't there yet. We'd actually need to try and pull the bishop back in some weird concoction of stuff. So the triple stack maybe looks better than it is. But we can also kick, takes. I don't think we want to do that because we don't want to allow some potential outposts on t5 in the future. But rook f7 seems super logical. We get a move and we get rook e8. Okay. What is the idea behind rook e8 then, guys? And our opponent blitzes out f3. Huh? Kostya gets up. And our opponent is really nervous about something in this position. Really? Is he trying to lock things down with like f5 or something? Is he worried about e4? Does queen g3 seem annoying? Okay, f3 is feels like a bold move. So I'm wondering if there's like some queen h4. And we try. I just don't. I think we do get enough, you know. Now, okay, they don't have to let us do all of this. Sure. And the pawn that we've gained is gonna maybe be hard to hold on to. Or maybe not. So that's what I was thinking with queen h4. And if we go through this kind of stuff. We don't need to though. We can also just chill, I think. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do anything. And do we get enough? Can we get enough material? Probably not. No. You got to try though. You got to try. So yeah, Queen G3, is that annoying? I might trade. Maybe I wouldn't. King H7. Maybe I push first. Looks scary, but where's the queen going? All right. Where are we at? Where are we at? So F3 got played. What is the problem? Yeah, H4 does feel like an overpush. I personally like Queen H4. I feel like this is a weakness that black shouldn't make. But I guess the big question is, what do we do after knight b5? Rook e7. The queen is defending as well. Important factor. Rook e7, rook g7 look very strong. So after f3, rook e7, because on knight b5, we're chilling. So, well, let's say knight b5, rook e7. What are you going to do? Maybe we go here. And then rook g7. Is that the plan? Idea g5, g4. Yeah. He played it very quickly as well. F3 was like blitzed out. Ah, okay. Why not? If your idea is g5, g4, why not just queen g7, g5, g4? It's faster. It's just faster. We don't need this. Let's not plunder the bish bish. Just wondering knight e4, but okay, no g5 on knight e4, so maybe knight e4 does seem annoying. Maybe queen e7, queen g7 isn't so good. Because now I can't go g5, g4. The backwards pawn will be annoying to hold for all eternity. Like if we take pawn takes, okay, we don't want to do this. But let's say we try and go into trade everything down. Bad knight, good knight, bad bishop is essentially what I'm going for. Which is also a really big flaw of mine is I tend to go, oh, good knight, bad bishop, I can play that. And then I'll trade into it. You know what I mean? Like, how do we progress? I don't think we can. All right, Kostya's having a big old think. Yeah, recently I felt like my chess brain has been terrible, and this has actually come to light in my recent tournaments. But also, I've just done some tactics tests that I did 4 months ago, and I've scored worse. So it's kind of funny to try and understand positions right now. I really feel my brain resisting. So hard to find. Oh, you guys can't hear my music. But relevant. So what is the plan here? I like the rook g7 plan. That prompted me to think of, well, maybe I can just go queen g7. So rook e7, rook g7, queen g7. But then I don't like knight e4. But maybe I can move around. All right, so let's actually have a look at this. So 94. I thought this was annoying. Is it annoying? Why is it annoying? What are the pros and cons? Okay, so bishop takes, pawn takes. Maybe we can get away with, because let's say we do this. We can. Not that we should. Get some activity. We can get a check in. As long as there's no like follow-up checks for our opponent. I like trying to get this check in. Because you have to go here. And then I think we're starting to cook a little bit. The thing is queen here is also annoying. Because we got to deal with the checks. Super important. Oh no, what am I saying? Rook's hanging. Rook's hanging. Ah! Sorry, chat. I was just so fixated on. I'm tunneling right now, guys. I'm not got full board vision. Rook's hanging. Rook's hanging. Rook's hanging. Yeah, yeah. So maybe Queen E7 is okay after knight E4. Like, yeah, we missed we messed up big time. So you can't take here. That would not be so handy. So can we? Is this prompting a weakness? No. We're chilling. We're chilling. We do need to be careful though, because our rook can suddenly get trapped. Oh. I like rook f4. Just what it's again. It's like a simple move, but it just puts it puts some pressure on white to do things. So let's think. Do we have to go like bishop e3? D3? One still we chill, right? Oh, we can go bishop f3. It was an idea. Hmm. I mean, then maybe we look to try and see if we can triple stack or something. And there's always bishop back to e2, though. Oh, no, there isn't. There isn't. Queen h4, queen d4, queen takes queen, knight takes. So queen h4, queen d4. Or was that in the specific line, the endgame magician? I'm assuming it's in the specific game line that we were just looking at. Okay. Coach is using his time, though. In your line, after queen takes queen, bishop e2 hangs with double attack. Rook f4. Oh, the bishop d3 line. So I go queen f6. Because this is not possible without hanging something. How's the bishop so bad on d3? Right. I mean, blocking his pawns. So it's got to be bishop f3 if this is the line we're going to go for. Bishop e2 hangs with check. All right. Oh, move played. And g5 was played. Wow. Okay, so g5. Okay, what if knight e4 now? Have we got the same problems? Do we have more scope for the queen? Yeah, we can't take. I mean, we can take, but it doesn't feel like, unless we're just trying to put pressure here. Because, like, let's just say. I mean, this feels kind of nice. A nice endgame to play. Oh, or it's not endgame, but like. So g5 stops bishop f3, but then it's bishop d3. Rook f4. I would like to go rook f4 still. This is a little annoying. And then we're cooked. So maybe h4, then rook g4. But even g4, and then I know, but you might trade. You don't really want to trade rooks here, I don't think. I mean, queen g7 came off the idea of rook e7 because I was like, if you want to push g4 or g5, why don't you be like? So you know, I can't take full credit. Once someone had said rook e7, I was like, why not queen g7? But also, what I didn't work out until now was now g5 is here. If knight e4, taking just doesn't feel good to me because our queen's on the file. So queen g7 had the bonus fluke effect of also just getting off the rook file. g4 after g5. So I wouldn't mind doing it like this, I guess. And then going for like g4 or something. The question is like good knight, bad bishop, good enough? Black seems almost work. So actually, yeah, all right, eval time, guys. What's the eval for black for everyone here? The endgame for black looks good. So knight e4 played. So we might actually see this endgame. Only black can win. Bishop versus knight. Let's go. So we're seeing it all, guys. So Kostya's getting in. Kostya's getting into my mindset. Here we go. I think we're gonna see queen g6. We'll trade a pair of rooks. Maybe all the rooks. Who knows? And then we need to figure out how to trade the queens. Queen G. Bro, I'm an international master today. What can I say? Or I'm imparting my knowledge. The coach is gonna make a draw, and my he's gonna blame it on me because this is what I would have gone for. 100%, 100%. Okay, Queen G7 in game I wouldn't have seen. I don't think. Again, it was only because someone pointed out Rook E7. I don't like Rook F6 because we gotta keep an eye on this guy. So now I wouldn't mind G4 to try and pick this pawn up, I guess, because our opponent's going here. So if we go G4 now and this comes, we can. Ah, no, we can't. There's Queen Shack. Ouch. All right, no, we've got to be careful. Okay, we've got to be careful. Kostya is down on time, unfortunately, as well. This is a tough thing. But Rook F4 also... does it make some small sense? Yeah, it does. It does. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Eval time as well, guys. This is strange to me. Why not Rook F5? Yeah, the board marked it as a question mark at A3. So Rook F5 looks pretty brutal, actually. Extremely brutal. Because if you go Rook F5, how? How do we want to play this? Because takes, bishop takes. Rook here. Is that how we're doing this? Okay, you reckon it's minus one-ish? All right, let me get the eval editor up. Google spreadsheet of doom. I should put like a middle marker as well of where the middle is. I think the middle is like here. Okay, so I'll put this as 0.2. I'm realized I didn't have like scores for you guys to see like. All right, we need to change the font. Oh, I should put minus on the up one, right? My bad, my bad. All right. This is how we're going to do it. It's not letting me do plus. That's really annoying. All right. All right, so we think it's around there, right? I hope you guys can see that. Oh yeah, we got numbers. We got numbers. Beautiful. That is the evil bar. It is indeed. It is indeed. Did I exit it? I might have exited it. Whoops. Rook f4 here seems good. So rook f4. I was worried about this. Oh no, I'm not worried about this. But then is there some bishop takes? Right? No, there isn't. Rook's protected. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Yeah, rook f4 is nice. Yeah. Now we're cooking. I mean, okay, they moved the queen first. I'm being not on it. Yeah, rook f4 is really nice. Never trade this knight. Oh, wow. Okay, so I don't know. So we think the position is good after a3. Do we need to worry about rook f5 next? Rook f4 stops rook f5. This is also a thing because rook f5 I think is a miss, like Endgame Magician suggested. So on rook f5 here, we have to kind of trade. It feels like that anyway. Which is like, it opens up the board a bit for the bishop. Maybe the bishop can get to like g4 really nicely, actually. Because yeah, if we take bishop coming to g4, h3 would probably be a little bit of a pain. We got nice squares and it's holding together everything really well. We do have a pass pawn though, but easily blockaded potentially if the knight ever has to move. And then you can work on your a3, b4 idea probably. This backwards pawn is going to be really annoying to deal with though. So that's why rook f4 is like a really tasty move in general, I think, actually, because the more pressure we put here, the better it is for us. And then something like rook f4, bishop f3 just doesn't work because we have g4. The bishop will have to come back. Yeah, I really like rook f4. Rook f4 is played. We'll see it on camera in just 1 second, I think. The camera's a little bit behind. I'll wait till he plays his move, and then we'll skip 10 seconds ahead into the future. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, he's doing the classic, like, you go to move and then touch your head. Okay. Oh, he's got the little... Is it Tal that started doing this? This is a classic chess player thumb on chin pose. The move is obvious, but he's just making sure. He feels good about his position. I think his opponent may have missed this. There's no way he's keeping the pawn. Um, I'm trying to figure out if there's some like madness that we could try. I don't see it though. So I was thinking like if there's any like queen h3. Um, I mean, you might just have to take. You might just have to. And I do feel that we take this way. Bishop here takes. A3 was crazy slow. Yeah. Yeah, you don't give it an IM Tempe. Fair enough. That is fair. Yeah, missing rook f5 was huge. Because now we're in a situation where I think we have to have taken. And now it's like the reverse. Like we pulled the Uno reverse card with rook f4 because you just kind of got to take, or you're just going to be down a pawn. But I still don't see how you defend this pawn in any case. Guess maybe we don't. We go for the h5 pawn. But then this is a better version of what we were looking at before, I think. All right. B4 is problematic. You would exchange the rooks and gone for an inferior ending. Yeah. B4 here, you're saying is problematic. But I think if B4 here, can we not go this? No, we can go here. That is problematic. Yes. Got this as well. No. Okay, yeah. B4 is problematic. You're right. This feels problematic as well. But then we have this maybe, so... No, we still have problems. We don't still have problems. It just keeps going. It complicates the position, yeah. Okay, Kostya is lower on time, but it's kind of pulling towards his way. And his opponent made a couple of quick moves and has paid for it dearly. F3, I think, was one of them. And then this A3 for sure. But this is also where, if you're sat there and you're looking at this from White's perspective, how am I dealing with this problem? Now, he will realize that the h5 pawn is hanging to some degree. I've also only looked at e takes. I haven't looked at g takes. Now, maybe G takes is okay, but it feels like our king's a bit weak and we're just opening it up more. And this solidifies some of our king safety and also puts pressure on the problem piece in the position, which is this pawn on e4. But like I gotta give it to our opponent. He's looked pretty chill throughout. Like he's just there in his cap, jeans, loafers, chill blue shirt. He's vibing. You know, he's looked really relaxed throughout the whole game. This looks like an incredible tournament to play at as well, guys. Like, has anyone seen how Zach's game is going as well? I might get that up on another tab and just quickly check in on it. Friend of the Dojo, the chess nerd. He is playing a GM. He beat a GM for the first time when I was with him in Vigevano. Oh my god, guys. One of my friends has just signed up for chess.com. Is just going to start playing chess. He just messaged me saying, it's happened. Damn. It's the best news. That's the best news. My guy. My guy. It's a dangerous world. He's done it to himself. Zach is holding his own. So this is Zach's position, guys. I mean, his opponent's king is in the middle. His pawn structure looks kind of better. It's a mess of a position. What happened? He played a scotch. No way. I'm going to question him about this line. I've never seen this. I would play knight b5 here. Kostya prepped me for this as well. So I'm sure they would have looked at what I had played. But in any case, bishop check c3, queen c2, holding the pawn, bishop e2. And we short castles. We're developing pieces really nicely. Bishop e6 makes sense, but we're chilling. We're happy for this trade. And then we're getting attacked. But we're attacking back. Okay. We swap the bishop for the knight, and then you're not castling either side, really. So that's what we're saying. I mean, this looks good to my eyes. But obviously his opponent is fearless, is a fearless GM. And will be coming in heavy with the attack. H5, H4. But we're going to offer a queen trade, right? And if we get out of dodge, then we're chilling. I mean, we can offer a queen trade. Doesn't mean we should or will, I guess. It's a knight in here as well, but then we do offer the queen trade. And then our bishop's really nicely placed. Anyways. Okay. So we do see, knight f4 as well. Beautiful. All right, rook f4. Our opponent is still thinking. You think it wraps back? Vapala loves these positions. Yeah, all right. I mean, look, 2,500 GM. Zach is on the up and up. He's a good player. But sorry, knight h3 is also a little bit of a threat. As well as knight e2. Because knight h3 check, we will have to move. We will have to move. And then maybe that's, well, swapping the queens is not a bad idea. King h1 played to get out of some of these ideas. Okay, interesting. Opponent still thinking for Kostya. Knight d2. Yeah. Knight d2 was the idea I saw first, but then I realized that knight h3 felt more brutal. If it's us to go, knight h3, king here, rook takes, I push, rook moves. I'm really trying to make this work. So, for example, I don't know, let's make a nothing move. I'm trying to see how much we can get away with here. Maybe this is too much. I was really hoping I could clear the rook. I can't quite. That's a lie. I can clear the rook. I can do it. I can do it. Can I do it again? No. I mean, you've always got this queen f6. Anyways, sorry, I was trying too hard. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking for aggressive moves myself and not looking for aggressive moves. H takes g1, queen mate at the end. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think our opponent really missed rook f4. Otherwise, I mean, they must have, because otherwise rook f5 as well. Because if you go, okay, if was my opponent play after I play a3, and you go, oh, rook f4 is annoying. And you go, like, how do I stop rook f4? Well, rook f5. Oh, that's annoying. How much time has he spent on? So Kostya spent 18 minutes on g5. His opponent spent 4 minutes on knight e4. And a3, he spent 1 minute. Like, he really didn't see. He really didn't consider Kostya's moves. And this is the thing. Like, maybe he's trying to be ahead on the clock because he did a good like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. He's only 2000. Hey. I'm not yet 2000. But like a3, he was a 15 minutes ahead on the clock. Now the clocks are like even, you know? Yeah, and he's just glanced at the clock now, being like, "Oh, I've lost my time advantage." So, and this is round one of the tournament. It's round one. I know the Dojo rating graph is gonna show his time usage as not good enough. Okay, we're on move 25, and there's still 15 moves to go till time control. I'm assuming there's time control. And he is an FM. So he's an experienced player, I would imagine. He could have got it in an interzonal or Olympiad as well, but he still would have had to have achieved like a rating for FM. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's now looking under distress. He was looking chill, but now he looks like he realizes that he's in trouble. There's some, like cat moving, fidgeting, nail biting, just push the glasses up. Yeah, he's not loving the position. And the good thing is Kostya is starting to use his time, right? So the guy wasn't thinking, now he's thinking, and so Kostya can just use yeah. Yeah, how big is he gonna tank? All right. Um, Interesting. He played Rook E1 after a 18-minute think. Why? Is he looking for Bishop H5? Bishop takes, bishop takes. We gained material. So my my thought on this is that we should be able to convert this. Famous last words. Um um because we are up 2 pawns, but I mean, okay, it's always easier, harder said than done, because how is our king actually going to get in? Maybe if we do something like this, like, well, it should be okay. It should be okay. I would assume. Again, I shouldn't assume. I should just actually use my brain. But like, I assume this is winning. Um, same. If we do this, it's like rook here. No, there isn't rook here. That's the whole reason I pinned it. Gotta be careful. So move orders are really important. So this is where you need to consider this endgame. So maybe this guy was considering what this endgame is like. Yeah. I mean, so I thought, but the move orders here I think are important, no? So after rook e3, bishop, rook takes e1. I mean, my assumption is that this is good, but you got to prove it. But I can still protect the pawn. Oh, but knight d2 threatens mate as well. Hang on. Yeah, okay. So we gotta no rook takes. Sorry. Well, that was the whole point, mate. I meant rook should go here, and we just clean up. So, okay, it should be okay. It should be okay. I mean, is there another thought here after rook takes? Bishop going the other way? No, we need bishop here. I mean, rook takes e4 to me just seems like a move that's completely fine. Okay. Okay, yeah. Queen c3. I like that. Okay, simple moves. Rook f8. We double. Queen c3 still. Oh no, but queen c3. Uh. Also, queen c3. We can just go b6, right? Um. I am a little worried about this pin stuff now. Okay, I need to be careful. Do need to be careful. So rook takes is maybe a bit hasty. Rook f8. Yeah, I like doubling rooks good overall. I think you're right. B6 doesn't allow bishop d3 straight away. Or doesn't it? Maybe it does. Okay. Yeah, we're still pinned. We are still pinned. Huh. Okay. Yep. Oh, move played. Oh my god. Kostya plays rook takes e4. Holy hell. So queen c3 is the play. What has Kostya cooked for queen c3? Because queen c3 looked really annoying after b3. So we know b3 is painful because of bishop d3. No, there's no kind of tactic trick, I don't think. Yeah, rook f1 takes. Okay. So the problem... Oh. He goes bishop d3 straight away. What? No, this doesn't work. We saw this. We saw this. No, okay, Kostya's cooking now. This is great. Ooh, queen c3. Queen c3. What a miss. I mean, on both sides though. Okay, so queen c3. b4, b5. Doesn't do anything. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. All right, but we're cooking now. We're cooking now. Queen c3 was such a nice move. Who found queen c3, by the way? Oh. Queen c3, rook f4, and then queen takes pawn, I guess. But after this, we don't have to take the pawn. We can try this. But that's no fun. That's no fun. Oh no, whoa. Whoops. This is no fun. All right, we go back like this. Okay. Rook f8 played. Do we reckon Kostya bluffed him? Nah. Queen c3 is too much. Such a tempting move to play. The question is where do we want to put the knight? So we can go takes, knight here, and we can get our knight to d4, which feels kind of nice, in honesty. Because I don't, yeah. Actually, let's not move this towards a rook endgame. If anything, I want the rooks off the board. Bishop d3, rook e3. Bishop g6, rook e1. b4. Let's pretend the bishop isn't covering t3. I know, right? If only. If only. But yeah, Kostya. Oh. Someone just ran through the charging cable. Bro's smiling. What would be the cost of a tournament like this? As in the cost of the trip from the US or from the EU? Because I'm going to Italy and it's costing me like nothing. Yeah, I would much rather be black here. So takes. Okay, we can't go to any of these squares. This square feels annoying. I wouldn't mind being able to go to d4, but maybe knight d7. Ah, knight d7 I actually quite like. So for example, bishop takes, we go here. If bishop here, then I guess we do this. Thing is, the bishop can come and defend. But now this is going to be hard. Like, maybe I'll do this. Oh no, maybe I wouldn't. This looks bad. This looks terrible. Yeah, of course. This is the way we do it. Oh yeah. Being in Europe, it helps. NGL, not gonna lie. 25A3. Why not knight b6? Yeah, knight b6. You are definitely correct. I believe knight b6 cooks. To use technical terminology. I mean, this would be nice. Ah, no, that is not as nice as it seems. But all of this bears a lot of like calculation and evaluation and weighing up. Like I'm jestfully, good evening, Oscar, kind of putting moves into the machine, or actually lack of machine, but the machine being chess.com. No engine, guys. Otherwise, I'd be putting more accurate moves into the machine. In fairness, yeah, you could from US, you could probably do it cheaper. Your flight's going to be the most expensive thing, and then accommodation. But yeah, the most expensive tournament I've been to is Reykjavik because food there is really expensive. Um, Other tournaments I've been to have ranged from like costing me like £250 to Reykjavik's been over like 1,000. Kostya has been doing. I think now he's doing well. He was doing well. I think there were some chances. I think this is just very comfortable for him. All of this, really, really nice. And he finds this nice bishop g5. And here, I'm not a fan of h5 personally. I didn't understand the move. But he manages to essentially gain, like his opponent plays a quick f3, which I think was not great. And then knight in, takes, queen here, and rook f4. Yeah, and then his opponent essentially played a quick move here, and then I think Kostya just convincingly has some form of advantage here. And I wasn't a fan of this. But Kostya misplayed, we think, here because someone suggested queen c3, and I think that's just a really strong reply. Yeah. But his opponent missed it and went down this line where Kostya is just, from our perspective, in a better endgame. But still has to prove it. Human eval should be better. I agree, actually. I agree. Human eval update, guys. On the verge of -2. That about right, guys? Do we agree? Oh, let me unclick the thing. Yeah, rook f4 just looks super comfortable. Now, coach has been spending a long time here. There are moves 31, so he's got 20 minutes to move for 9 moves. 20 minutes to use, so he's making sure he uses his time. Does Sam also contribute to the human eval? No, only I contribute to the human eval. Have you can see controlled by. So 97 does feel pretty nice, in honesty. I mean, it feels like you should play bishop takes h5 because otherwise you're down a pawn for 9. But after knight b6, okay. Actually, after rook f4, what are we doing? Is there some bishop e2? Knight b6, push, we take. Oh, I mean, it is awesome. So knight d7, bishop takes, bishop d2. I mean, we can defend with the rook, I guess. But if you ever push, we're going to take here. So this just feels extremely passive and just not like any fun whatsoever. And maybe we just improve the king. That said, still got to do something, right? Like, we've still got to try and prove black is better. Like, how are you finding the plans here? Do we just make improving moves? Slowly try and get the king in? Because how's the king actually going to join the fun? Because there is fun to be had, guys. Hello! My speed chess not so good. Practically speaking, this seems lost white. It does, but I still I'm struggling how I prove it, right? Because like it's a pawn. We are kind of locking their position up. Kind of. I mean, they're also locked up a bit as well, but I'm just thinking if like king g7 and they go g3. I still got to find a way to like take down the other pawns. Maybe I can start pushing this one. I don't really want to, but good night, bad bishop, extra pawn, more activity. This is just winning. Yeah, but how are you proving it? You can say it's just winning. It's not just winning. It doesn't just like how do I walk my king up? Okay. I'm gonna walk the king up. I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna do this. Ah, there's knight here. But then that gives me a free hand. I don't have tricks just yet, do I? No. It's trying for tricks. Not yet. Not yet. C6. So yeah, Kostya's probably having a big thing and like, how do I prove this? So knight d7 played. White can't move, but I think they can just shuffle a bit, you know? Knight a6 or d7. I mean, you could also try just defending. Um, I guess there's also bishop here, right? Because knight here. Maybe we just go up here. Okay, he takes the pawn. Grandelia's got double passes versus Eric Geisy today. Oof. Okay, so we hit the bishop straight away instead of knight b6, huh? So Coast just spent a long time calculating all of this. So what's the plan? Because, okay, bishop here, I guess we're trying to kick the bishop out somehow. Then do we go back? This is, uh... okay. I mean, this is weird to me. Are we trying this? There's no bishop h7 because just king h7. It's fine. And now the bishop's kind of a little bit squeezed. I don't know. This is obscure to me. So plug the F file. I get the rook on the A file. Okay, that makes lots of sense. That's a nice plan. That's a nice plan. I mean, yeah. We can also just take. Maybe it's hasty. Kostya is good, man. That's why he's an FM. FM? I am. Just degraded Kostya. Okay. All right. Kostya's going to grind this one out for sure. Maybe bishop back here. Yeah. King g7. Just so annoying. This is nice. Even do something like this, maybe. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. I might even wait. Is the eval bar updated? The eval bar hasn't updated. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I updated it ages ago. No, it is updated. It is. Hey, Edwig. Zach has gone all in. Oh. Let's go. All right. So we left off Zach's game. Here, King H1. No fear. No fear. Holy hell. Okay. This is huge. Wow. Okay, is B6 an idea? That would be on my thought list. What squares have this queen got and some things. I mean, this is a mess of a position. My gut is saying B6. But my gut has also looked at this position for like 10 seconds. And they're both low on time. This is crazy. Everything this knight you've got to be so careful of. The pawn structure on the light squares, super careful of. Maybe like the back rank, some like yeah, if we lose defense of this knight, there's tactics. Our opponent still hasn't made a move. How do you improve in this position? Like, okay, we can't take here. Can we just go queen c3? Go back. The thing is, as soon as we're away from this knight, we need to defend the knight. So either like maybe bishop c3. Maybe there's some like rook a3 and we'll bring it in. But like the back rank, I don't want to take my rook away. Oh, hang on. Kostya is still way lower on time. So he had a big thought, I think, about this endgame. He calculated the whole thing, I think. So we should see Kostya getting on this quickly. Knight d3 feels like a strong threat. Okay. He blocks the f-file himself because he wants to defend the pawn. Makes much sense. But I'm assuming, as per Sam's plan, we're going to try for the a-file. So I would imagine something like this. But maybe not. So we do see rook a8. There is increment in the tournament, yes. So I believe it's 90 plus 30, and I think they'll get extra time at move 40. Also, why Kostya was using his time wisely. He was using his time once they got into the endgame to just check. And I assume most of his moves will come fairly quickly now because he spent a lot of time thinking ahead of that. You're wondering about c5. c5 here? Rook c1, rook c7. I agree. That was my plan as well. That's why I wanted like rook c1 here, c5, rook takes. and rook c7. But then I think we're losing this pawn also. And we got the connected passes in the middle, which should be okay for us to win it. So he says, "Oh no, but we can do it this way. We could also push here potentially. We'll push here first." Bishop c4. Let's have a look. Wait. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, bishop c4. That's annoying. Rook a8, c5, g4, bishop e4. Rook a4. Yeah, feels good. And black is winning. Yes. That would be an understatement, I think. Although after takes. It's not blunder the piece. Yeah. That's not much. Okay. Rook a8 is live position. Okay, he did play queen c3. So also back to Zach's game, queen c3 played, h4, and then rook a7. Now we're gonna try and cook again. Crazy game. This is just, everything feels extremely scary. Okay, Kostya is having a quick look at gander somewhere. Yeah, Zach's game is insane. It's getting harder for white to make good moves as well. This is the thing. Because there are lots of options, but also bishop f3, yeah, it just feels a little bit wrong, but he was really paranoid about leaving this hang. He wants c5. So that's what his game plan was. But you can do this, I guess. Because he wants bishop, yeah. Bishop c4 is annoying. Nice resource. You always got to be careful. This would be kind of good for us, I think. There's no bishop checks, right? Maybe we just take first. Yeah. GG's. Okay. How do you hold this? E4 is a move you wouldn't even consider. What, on move one? One E4? just, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to put anything on light squares, pretty much. But I like discombobulating the pieces. Okay, he does go for C5. This was his idea. So how do we stop bishop C4 problems? Thing is, I like E4 here. I know it weakens everything, but like the bishop has to do something. Ah, but maybe I don't like E4 here. I mean, you gotta protect, right? I guess. King's maybe very slowly coming in. No coming here for you. That would be very annoying. And we're threatening takes as well. Lol. Still go here. Threatening mate. I don't know. This feels... I kind of like E4. To kick the bish. And Sam. Oh, is that happening now? Or are you no, you're not telling me to do that, Sam. Yeah, so Sam, E4 is actually C5 rook A4 played immediately. Oh, yes, we love to see it. And we're gonna see this. E4 has to come to the board. Please. Please, E4. Rook B8 played. E4 is just such an annoying move. Comes out of nowhere. Without G4. Okay. Yeah, so I back my E4. You know, it's good. It's good signs. H5 I didn't predict. F3 I didn't predict. Oldie 2Ks play the same. Hey, I'm not an oldie 2K. Damn. Although I wish to be 2K. Cool. All right. Matt is around 1980s, but he's 2K. I mean, I am old in the chess world, hey? All right, King G7 played. Sad. Um, okay, live position after Rook A7. The GM's having a big think. They're 12 moves off time control. Zach has... It's either because the move is amazing or the move is not so amazing. Who knows? Yeah, but after bishop b3, we go e3. So my plan with e4, bishop d3, here. Because then the king's not coming in. And if you try to get your king in, we get this square for our knight, and there's forks galore. Like, and even, you've got to move your rook, like somewhere, right? You've got to go here, and then you checkmate. Sorry, you go here, and you're threatening checkmate. Like, mate is incoming. Or we're threatening promotion. This must be absolutely winning, though, right? Rook b1 wasn't possible. But hey, I don't see it. I don't see the problem. I mean, takes, I guess. But this is a check, so takes check, king here. Takes rook here. You're losing a piece. Yeah, okay. So we get bishop back, and then he restricts the king. Like, Coach is just grinding him. Coach is like, you know what? I don't need all of this concrete stuff. I just will win this position. Good technique, you know? Good technique. That's all we're going to need. The king is going to be out of the game. We'll grind him into oblivion. I mean, it's probably all winning, right? G4 might have been unnecessary. E4 might have been unnecessary. Like, why give him anything, right? That's Kostya. Like, Kostya's so good at this style of, like, give them nothing. See, now we get the same, but it's different. So where are we going? Where are we going, buddy? Going here? Because now we do pick up the pawn, I guess. Like, you're not protecting this pawn. You might think you're protecting the pawn, but it collapses. I'm gonna, yeah. It's all collapsing. King F1 to E1 doesn't even work. No, because you can get some like knight maneuvers, I think. Yeah, yeah. King F1, knight takes D5 doesn't work for white. No, why would it? Why would it? I mean, we can also do this, right? I guess. Here, king takes king here, here. I don't know, maybe you can get your knight trap somehow. Silly, but I mean, again, do you need to? So, king F1 here, here, rook G2, bishop takes. I guess I see what you mean. That also works. Much better than me. Tactical vision. I was just like, we'll chill, we'll chill. I took the Kostya mindset after he neglected my E4 idea. I'm so sad. Like this is maybe you go here. Maybe I could do this. I'll go here first, I think. I mean, I can take the pawn, sure. I want to find a knockout. Okay. All right, let's all right, so he's trying to get the rook in this way. Makes a lot of sense, but can we just hit the bishop? Or this pawn? Because I'd like to try and get some mate threats or something going, but I don't know. I quite like hitting the bishop first. Where are you going to go? Just doesn't look like fun. And there's no takes. I mean, maybe he's trying to sack the piece. Like, we do have to consider. No, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah. Yeah. Rook B7 played. We have knight takes C4 if you sack the piece. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's let me find it. Or if someone can show me the link to it. Rook B2, Rook A3. Knight here, threatening mate. And then boom, GG's. Although we might see resignation from soonish from Kostya's game. So I All right. Oh my god. What is this position? She looks like she's doing really well. Is she just giving up a knight? No, no, no. This is a crazy position. What is up with this pawn? Oh, move came. Oh, that's in Zach's game. All right. Yeah, way too many pieces left in the clock times. Yeah, yeah, he will win this position. Just nice to see it. It's because okay, rook g6. Well, sorry. Oh, you thinking rook g3 as an idea now? Rook g3. All right. Okay, bros, 9 minutes. Okay, queen f2 played by Anna's opponent. If you guys are trying to keep track of this one. Wondering if we want to reroute our knight around like so. The thing is, g4 could be a problem at some point, but maybe no, not really. Not if we just stick our knight here. Oh, okay. I think we're about to get a move. He was leaning forward. Faustino, or yeah, and Nepomniachtchi's playing as well. Okay, so he takes on d6. I think just delaying the inevitable. Because obviously if we take, we're going to have problems. And the plan might be to go takes. All right, we take and take. I assume takes back. I don't think we can get away with taking the bishop and doing this. I mean, can we? Can we? Unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. We can't because of rook a8. But it's a try. It's a try. Okay, so takes. Good. Good. Now deal with the bishy bish. No cap. Kostya's just here enjoying his time. Okay. They're on move 39, so they're gonna get extra time in yeah, he knows it's over. So he's either gonna use like the rest of his time, make sure he's got a handle on the position, see if there's anything to hold. Because the material is equal, but it is just gonna fall apart. And rook a7 isn't doing anything for us, I don't think, just in case. Wanted to have a look. Because if you're going to go for this pawn, we can defend and threaten mate all at the same time. And we'll just walk our king in and probably try and checkmate as well. If anything, we just go and walk this other pawn up. Zach has real chances. Let's go. All right, all right. I mean, this is a 2500 GM. This is no slouch. Like Jack, is that just Jack? Zach beat a GM when we were in Citrus. And there is no knight takes. Is there knight here? Is there some knight h3 though? Knight e2. Similar idea. Fair. Wow. Okay, so rook a3 played. I'm gonna guess we just okay. Now we go e4. now we push. The king can't step in, so we can just push. What if bishop moves? We're just gonna take. We're just gonna take. We love to see it. Sadistic chess. A 2240 +4 against Parham. I defended against Parham in Blitz. It was insane. When I was in Grenke, we played some Blitz. 2200s, everyone's terrifying. The standard of chess in general has gotten so much better. Yeah, man, this is cooked. This is so cooked. Kostya waited, and he finally got the e4 in. Oh, this is Anna's game. Wow. What a trade. Oh, moves get played. Okay, so he played bishop a2. So we can we've stopped the rook. We haven't actually stopped the rook from taking. Interesting. That would be the play. Threatening mate. All right. Do we go e5 anyway? This is a big question. Can we also just go knight g4? Because knight g4 is... you probably have to go king... Okay, you can go here. But then we push. And it's going to be tough. If you do something like this, we just push. There's no entry squares. Crazy. So we might see knight g4. King f1 push. King f1 we snack. And we do it all over again. I mean, we can try for this as well, I guess. I like knight g4. Oh my god. What is Zach doing? No, there's some ideas, I think. Bishop here? Knight here? Or is there like, can you even like sack the knight for some opportunity to just try? Oh, Kostya's just chilling. He's just like, yeah, you make a move. Please. Buddy, make a move. Try it. so sadistic. I'm just like, let's go. Come on, let's win this thing. Kostya's like, no, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. What is going on? This position is crazy. Okay. Maybe go queen back here so we can try. We gotta be so careful about counterplay. But after knight takes, maybe we check first. And then things will... I don't know. I don't know. King g5, king f5, king e5, king d4. Lol. All right. So why is knight g4 not just winning on the spot? That's what I want to know. Oh, because we can't check yet. But fine. Oh, okay. Let's think before we move. All right. Now, is he really giving us a pawn? Okay. I mean... Okay, he takes the pawn. He just says, yep, sure. I will take the pawn. I will have 2 passed pawns. Please, thank you. And if we go here, we have full carte blanche to take this because no bishop takes. Okay, so he's stopping this. Really? He thinks he can hold this? What? I mean, if we do this, I mean, okay, we could leave pieces on the board. We can take and take and just pretty sure we just win this, no? Like you're not. Wow. This is a give. This is just a resignation, I think. No, because we'll get d5. You just can't. You can't get to b7. Wait, Zach's winning? No way. No way. No way. Oh my god. This is something else. Okay. Coach has made his move. He's taken the pawn here. After rook takes, we'll go here. We can probably go e5 and try and checkmate. I don't know. Okay, resigns. GG's. Wow. Kostya wins. Let's go. Oh, I need to. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you come join Kostya. Yeah. Kostya just said, can I join? Okay. So I will. Let's try. Oh, hello. Oh, good. I need to put you on stream as well. Are you seeing Zach's game right now? All right. Oh yeah, of course. Delay. I mean, I forgot. I'm also delayed. Um, it's okay. Window capture. Discord. There he is. All right. How do you feel about the game in general? Yeah. Yep. Oh, hang on. You're muted for me. There we go. Okay. Chat should hear you now. Sorry. I am.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
How
no
do you feel
worries.
about the game? Take two.
Yeah, thanks. Pretty good. I felt like it was a pretty smooth game. A little rusty because this is my first classical game in 2 months. Last time I played was in March, St. Louis Masters. I played some Blitz and Rapid since then, but not classical.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I felt like it was a pretty decent game. I definitely thought I was like doing quite well. In the middle game going into the end game, and then I feel like I wasn't sure if I found the best way, but then I ended up liking how I played the end game.
Yeah.
So
So essentially after d5 because well, I'm assuming it's theoretical, but like again we didn't do engine eval. We got human eval up. But yeah, it felt good. I don't know these positions that well, but he moved his bishop so many times that it felt like it had to be nice. And then I wasn't sure on or it'd be good to know why you chose knight f6 because we were looking at bishop f6 as well as knight f6.
mhm.
When he went bishop g5 for the last time.
Yeah, so basically that was my first move out of book.
Mm-hmm.
Up until then, I think everything is pretty standard. It's definitely not the most dangerous line from White's point of
Yeah.
view. So I feel like Black is basically doing well. Um, but yeah, knight of six. It's thematic. It kind of like it puts some pressure on e4 and eventually kind of forces them to give up the bishop.
Yeah.
And I also feel like at some point the knight will have to come back anyway because it's hard to push um, f4 with the knight on g4 sometimes. I mean, I wasn't sure about knight f6. I thought bishop f6 also made sense,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, no, we didn't really have ideas between them because
and black can also move the queen as well, like either queen e8 or queen d7. Quite well, I
yeah,
think.
I was wondering about moving the queen as well. Queen d7. Um,
Basically, either way, the queen goes to f7. Like I could go queen e8 and then
mhm,
knight b5, queen f7 would be the idea.
right.
Or I can go via d7 and then transfer to f7.
Yeah.
Um, I couldn't remember like if I, I haven't checked this line in a long time, so
Uh-huh.
um, yeah, I was just kind of trying to play thematically, like win the dark squared bishop and then put my bishop on this
G5 square.
g5 2-1
Yeah,
diagonal.
yeah. We missed this G5 idea. This bishop G5 idea even. Yeah, that was quite nice. Because then after knight F3. Ah, so also
Mhm.
this is the next move. H5, not on the radar at all. I thought was quite obscure. I personally liked taking in the center. Um,
Mhm.
and we take on E4. Because that, yeah, it became kind of tricky. Um,
Yeah, I definitely was thinking about fe4 a lot because fe4
you've got to
it
take the
forces
bishop.
knight takes g5, right?
Yeah.
And then probably take with queen. He goes knight e4. Trade knights. He goes queen e4, and that position looks like pleasant for black. I wasn't sure if I have like clear advantage or not,
Hmm.
or any advantage, but like yeah, bishop f5 and like queen e3,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, basically I felt like I can take on e4 later. So when I played h5, I was perfectly fine with him playing knight takes g5. I thought that's kind of playing into my hands if he trades off.
Yeah.
Um, and if he doesn't trade, then either I can take on e4 and kind of go for that position anyway, or I can play bishop h6, and then he
Hmm.
won't get a chance to take the bishop. Um, so yeah, it felt flexible. I'm really not sure if it's right. The second move I might have played was like bishop d7 just to kind of develop.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, basically on h5, let's say I thought a3 was maybe the most critical move
Okay.
to kind of force the issue, trying to play b4. A3, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Um, and then I thought if a3, I can go bishop h6, b4, and then I would go knight takes e4.
yeah. Okay.
And then he takes twice on e4. I go bishop f5. He has to go queen over to h4, and then maybe
Uh.
I go e4 there, or maybe I trade and go e4. And basically, I like this endgame for me because I get e4, and then my bishop comes back to
Right.
the long diagonal.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Not sure if black is really better, but it looked interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was also wondering if just you could just play rook f7, maybe, and just in prep.
Probably,
Um.
it's probably reasonable. Yeah.
But sure. Cool. H5 takes, bishop takes. Queen F6, Queen E3. F3 he played
By the
so
way,
quickly, man.
bishop takes f5 actually was not so obvious because normally, you'd want to take
The pawn.
with the g pawn.
Yeah.
Um, because if I can take with a pawn, it's like it's beautiful because I control the entire center. I have the g file.
Mm-hmm.
But my issue is maybe he goes f4, and I had a game last year where an opponent did a similar thing, and it was very annoying. Like I take the pawn, but then the structure is shattered, and
Mm-hmm.
he can go knight to b5. He goes bishop f3, and like all these pieces are kind of nice.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really want to see this over the board.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So bishop f5, yeah, just felt simpler.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like the obvious move to play. Obviously, again, I don't know the positions and plans so much, but yeah, we did chat mostly on bishop f5 and rook f5, and then only at the end did we actually go, oh well, you could take the pawn as well, but the king feels kind of loose. but I guess that's normal, like King's Indian stuff. Um, um,
Yeah.
Bishop f6,
Mhm.
bishop e3, and then yeah, so f3 felt kind of a bit crazy, and someone here suggested rook e7, so to go rook g7 and g4 g5, and then I was like, well, if you want to do that, that takes a lot of time. Why don't you just go queen g7, g4 g5?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, F3 was that's surprising, but on the other hand, it does feel like an unpleasant position for White because like he doesn't really have a clear plan. Like he can't push A3, he can't go rook to B1
mhm,
to push A3. Um, and for me, it's like I want to push E4 maybe if allowed, especially with my rook on E8, and then I can start pushing like G5 and H4, and
mhm.
I can just kind of press. So F3 really surprised me, but then I realized like yeah, actually he doesn't really have a lot to do.
He played it within a minute, like or like wait, I know f3. Yeah, he
Mhm.
played like in 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, decided on it quite quickly, and yeah, I wasn't sure how to play because I figured okay, knight E4 is coming, and then I'll have to take with the bishop,
Hmm.
and I have to kind of prepare for that middle game.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what
Um,
I was worried. Like, well, because with a lot of the lines, 94 looked kind of annoying, and I went like queen e7, 94, but then yeah, I wasn't sure after 94 what we do. I mean takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. Oh, and then rook f4 was the plan. This is what
okay.
maybe I can't.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. I don't think I saw this. Yeah, that's a nice idea. Because there's no G3. Um, yeah, black should be better here. Yeah, for sure. He has to go like bishop D3 maybe, but then I can double. I can go queen H6. I have some ideas.
Yeah, and this rook f4 like came up later. Because he could play rook f5 when he played a3. He played in like less than like in like a minute. Um, which was yeah here I didn't see rook f5, but then afterwards in chat someone was like, why didn't he just play rook f5 instead of a3? And I was like, that's a good question. Why didn't he?
I
Um,
didn't consider it here, but I don't I really believe in it. Like let's say I take twice on F5.
bishop
I guess
h.
the idea is to take on H5, right? And then rook F8. Um, and maybe bishop E2 he has to play to try to go like rook F1.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think black is better here. Maybe I
Oh
go
no,
queen F4,
queen
try
f4.
to
Yeah.
get this endgame.
And black's better because of the pawn structure on light squares, similar to the endgame we got.
Yeah, I mean for me, I'm a yeah good knight versus bad bishop fiend.
Yeah. I know this is what I was
Uh,
saying. When you went into Good Night Bad Bishop, I was like, Coach is doing what I would do. I literally, as soon as I see Good Night Bad Bishop, I'm like, I will do it.
yeah, it's just always yeah pleasant to play, even if objectively maybe it's not so much better for black. But I like this. I have like the passed d pawn.
Hmm.
I would think black is doing well there, but not totally
Um,
sure.
yeah. And then outside of that, uh, so we were looking at this, and then you played it, um, and we were wondering what you would have done on Queen C3.
Yeah, I thought that was his idea. So rook e4. I was expecting queen c3.
Uh
My
huh.
plan was to go rook f4,
And just back,
and
yeah, and
yeah,
allow.
basically let him take on a5, and just say that I traded a
Nice.
rook pawn for a center pawn, so I should be happy.
And then like Rook
Um,
E7.
so from here, I could go b6. I can also think about knight b3, queen takes c7,
Yeah.
and then
We.
either drop back to c5 to kind of stabilize, or play knight d4 and kind of just go for the kill.
Uh huh.
Like
Oh.
knight d4, for example, let's say queen takes b7, and then I go rook ef8, um, threatening to take on e2.
Yeah.
And if he takes on f4, then I'd probably take with the g pawn, and f3 is coming. So that looks super dangerous for white.
Right.
But I was going to decide, because I can also play it more solidly. So I wasn't sure if I
Yeah. Yeah.
was going to go like this, but it looked quite tempting.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because Queen C3, we were like, ooh, like this is worrying. Like counterplay
yeah,
galore.
I thought it was critical, but then like the end game we got actually was, I wouldn't be surprised if objectively it was drawn or holdable. Um,
Hmm.
because I missed that I'm not winning a pawn. Basically, I thought I'm
Oh,
winning a
when he
pawn when
takes
I
the other way,
E3.
the other rook, when he takes rook E1, or
No, I saw Ricky one. What I missed is like on when he goes B4. Originally my idea was to take and go knight A6.
yeah,
Um, and and so from afar I thought he has to go B5, and then I go knight C5, and then
yeah,
he takes on H5, and then I'm super happy there, right? Because the
yeah,
knight
yeah,
is
yeah.
just planted, and um, but yeah, what I missed is that he doesn't have to go B5. He can just go bishop takes H5 straight away.
Right.
And if I go knight B4, he has rook to B1, winning back the pawn with
But
some
I thought
counter.
knight C5 on rook B1, no? Oh, rook
Uh,
B4
oh no no. He goes B4.
here. Wait, sorry. Rook takes B4, rook F8.
Yeah, rook F8, B4, exactly. AB, AB,
Oh, sorry. Knight A6 and then rook
and
B1.
then bishop H5 there. I missed.
Bishop H5 here. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Um, not rook B1 because then I could keep the H pawn, but takes on H5, and now if I take on B4, he has rook to B1 then.
Got you.
And I couldn't find anything special there. Um, so I think I had a bit of a tank after
Yeah.
B4.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'Cause I felt like it's quite critical, and this end game all of a sudden it's not as easy. I thought it would be like easy end game, or relatively easy, but yeah, now I felt like I had to kind of reset. But I really like because I basically considered everything at this point, like knight B3, knight D4. I considered to put the knight on A4,
Hmm.
bring the knight back to D7 and B6.
Yeah.
Um, I was really trying to make like rook F4 work somewhere. I was looking at like B5 ideas eventually. Um, and then eventually I had like kind of a, let's call it an epiphany that, I want to put my rook on the A file after AB, AB,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't want to allow him to play rook F1, rook F7
Yeah.
once I leave the F file. So that's when I realized, oh, I can plant my knight on F6 first. He has to move the bishop,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
can take the A file. And so I get the most important file, and he doesn't get in.
Yeah.
So that there I started to feel quite good again.
Yeah. Yeah. This was
And I thought
nice.
it was a nice, very nice like construction.
Yeah. Yeah. This was really nice because all with the tempi. I mean, bishop F3, I didn't rate hugely either, but
Yeah, I thought bishop E2 he should play and,
yeah.
yeah, try to hold. But I do think black is pushing there because rook A8. I bring the rook to like A2, and
Yeah.
it's hard for him to move. I always have the E pawn. My king comes in.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
it looked very pleasant. Basically, black just playing for two results.
Yeah, and this I mean just looked kind of winning. I liked E4 here. um chat berated me, but I feel like it works. Like I played it all through on the board. I feel like E4 is just really annoying.
Yeah, I think I could have played. I could even play with this rook on U1 because I have a pin trick. Um, but yeah, somehow I just felt like
You didn't need to. Like
I had
that's
no
it.
need. Yeah,
You just killed him because yeah, because well maybe unnecessary. Oh wait.
and yeah, basically I just wanted to wait for the most unpleasant moment to play it. Essentially.
So yeah, sorry. Yeah. Um, and then I thought you could just go like here, and then we get the knight in.
Yeah, it's probably winning. Yeah, I just kind of like, yeah, I just wanted to win it like the simplest
Cleanly.
way possible,
Yeah. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Well, that's
Um,
what we were saying about because we were like, well, Kostya's just giving him nothing. He should have got nothing. Like, um, I was just like, yeah,
yeah, I
it's
really felt
classic.
like after Bishop D1, he just had no chances.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I mean, I don't
especially
know
after Rook
how he should
A7,
defend
like
it.
it's just
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, there is absolutely nothing to do. Wow. But yeah, clean. Nice game.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I definitely um felt good and yeah, good. Good starters. Like nice pairing, like easy game, not
Hmm.
super underrated.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Although I felt he definitely came up with some nice ideas. So certainly it wasn't easy at all, actually, but it felt relatively straightforward
Yeah.
at some points.
Yeah, yeah. You were definitely like also in the opening he was much slower to begin with. It felt like the prep or his knowledge was being tested and you were kind of just blitzing.
Yeah, and then yeah, it's funny. I ended up, I was like 20 minutes down, I think, when I finally played like knight d7
Mm,
to f6. But I felt that was such an important thing because once I had the construction, the rest of the game was like it kind of played itself out, which,
hmm.
which is cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's have you got any double round days or is it all single round days?
There will be a double round on day 3. Um, and then that's it. The rest is single, which is
Nice.
awesome. Really nice event, by the way, Sardinia. Absolutely gorgeous. I've been on the island for a couple days. We explored it. Some friends. We rented a car and
Nice.
gorgeous island. Oh my God, I had no idea. Um,
So good
really,
tournament to head to. Oh, well, it looks from what I've seen on Instagram as well from you and Zach and well, Chessborn's there as well. So was
yeah, no, definitely very nice event. Really, really good conditions. They have actually pretty good security, I got to say. Like scanning everyone, and they got like
oh
the
wow,
15-minute delay. Well organized for so many players.
yeah, yeah. How many
Um,
players is it?
I think in the open it's like 160, and then there's lower sections as well.
Okay,
Um, and yeah, very excited. Nepo is the top seed.
yeah, it's crazy. I mean the whole top 10 or 11 are like above 2600 or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Huge
yeah,
field.
yeah, it's quite strong. So tomorrow, yeah, it should very likely play up. I don't think it will be way, way up,
Hmm.
but definitely a good player. So I hope to play some solid chess.
Yep, awesome. I'll let you know if I can hop on tomorrow. I may not be able to. We'll see. Depends how busy, how much work I have. But
Oh yeah, yeah, no worries. Let me know. Hey, shout out to Sweet Blues. We met him at the chess party
yep,
in Sweden. Sup, sup. Um,
huge plays.
uh, yeah. I think Zach's game is
Oh,
probably done
okay.
by now.
Yep, yep. I see. Oh, I see some people in the chat. People were getting hyped up with his game. It was crazy, crazy. Um, awesome.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thanks so much for coming on.
No worries. We will catch you again. And yeah, go eat. Go have some nice food and in the sunny. Is it warm there at the moment?
At night it gets a little chilly. But during the day it's quite nice and warm.
Nice. Great. All right. We will catch you later. Good luck in the next round.
All right, thank you. See you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.